All right, guys. So I want to talk real quick about the previous play, real quick, before we go into play number 5. We got a 4-yard gain to Marshawn. I'm never gonna criticize a gain, but I'm gonna criticize it a little, I guess. Like I'm never gonna say that like that's a bad thing. And how the play developed, I can't see. Once again, I can't see everything that's going on the field. I don't have a wide enough perspective, and the camera angles I get to go, hey, um, maybe the play could have developed a little bit more, and we might could have found a better receiver than Marshawn. However, I'll also say the defense was closing in as Marshawn was entering into the area where he caught the ball. I know that Brooks was double teamed, like basically on that play. There was 2 guys on Brooks just ahead of Marshawn. Now on the right side, the other side of the fields where the other receivers were, there might have been somewhere for a play to develop there. Spencer actually has plenty of time in the pocket this time. The O-line was holding up really well, and so he could have maybe let the play develop. But once again, I can't see what's going on that right side. So I don't know if there was a play developing. Okay, and so Spencer, for me, as far as that goes, I'm going to go back and say he made the right call there because he got a 4-yard gain, period. The end on that. Okay, I can't argue with it, but I will say there was time maybe for the play to develop and get more out of it. I don't know. I couldn't see the other side of that play. Moving on now to play number 5. Okay. Whew. I'd like to say the same thing for this play, but that's not really the case. Okay. So we have Stockner in a tight formation. He's not on the tight end spot, but he is tight to the formation over here. I think this is Wells, and I think this is Brooks. I don't think they had subbed to this point. Now after this play, they end up subbing. So I think this is still the same guy. I know it's the same guys. They haven't subbed yet. I just couldn't identify whether this one was Wells or this one was Brooks. I'm pretty sure this is Brooks, and I'm pretty sure this is Wells, and this is Brown. He motions, and he's come to the other side. So they have 3 on this side now with Brown back in the slot position. All right. Notice I have a defender out here. There's a reason for that. The play goes like this. All right. Stogner kind of comes down the center of the field. I don't really know where Wells went. He went somewhere out here. Okay. And I believe Brooks just is going out here. And then Lloyd's coming on an under again. Okay. So the field's opening up on, I would say the field's opening up under there. Brown does this route where he's coming out and he does this fake this way. Then he goes, and then I guess he's going back to the outside. Okay. I would have liked to have seen Amari and Brown right here on a straight, just, under route, like a dig route here, just boom. You know what I mean? Because what you're going to see is there's a lot of field open in here based on the route that the other people had ran and where they were all covering. And once again, we haven't even used Brown once. We haven't even targeted him. This was the play, the route he ran was so slow developing. Okay, and what we're gonna see is he gets here and he starts to go this way, and then he goes back this way. Okay, but he could have easily just been doing an inside route right here, like an inside cut route, like an in, a crossing pattern here. All right, because I mean, if he'd have been doing a dig route, like a under route from the get go with that speed he has, he'd had a hole where he had plenty of space. Okay, but even here, when he had gone in to make his fake that way and go back, he still had inside position on this defender. So if he would have been making a cut here to all this empty space, Spencer could have had a pass right over the middle of the field. In a one, it looked like a one-on-one. It looked like maybe they were doing man. That Brooks had got covered by one man, and then maybe somebody that was helping him out over there. Lloyd is where the pass goes. He's really well covered. Brown could have been open, but like I said, his play was taking too long. His route was taking too long to develop. You'll see him in the play. He's still like doing all this little route crap right here. Stockner's already gone. I mean, the guy that's slower. He's gone. Wells is gone. I don't know where. I can't see them in the play. Their move, wherever their routes took them, they developed a lot faster. But Amarian's developed really slow. And that's a fast guy. And we've been this whole game, we have been trying to what looks like run plays that allow Spencer to get the ball out quickly. Okay, and his only outlet pass on this route was to Marshawn. He throws it to him. It wasn't a great pass. If he catches the non-great pass, it doesn't go anywhere because the guy's on him. Part of the reason it wasn't a great pass, Spencer's trying to put it somewhere where he knows it can't get picked, and he's trying to get rid of it because on this play, the line doesn't really hold up. They get a lot of penetration. The defense does. There might have been a spot where, Spencer could have slid. There were some stunts and stuff where one of the defenders had come all the way around and whatnot. There might have been an opportunity for Spencer to step up a little bit, but then that guy might have got him. Spencer might have been able to take off and scramble forward in that play to this empty space that was out here. But that was really tight. A lot of what happened on this play is the O-line breaks down, okay? And the best route that could have been there took too long to develop, okay? And so, even then, when Amarian did this and was going to cut back, he might have been able to have a one-on-one with this defender and beat him, back to the outside and have a pass there. But by that point, the defense is in Spencer's face, making him make a choice. I can't fault Spencer in his choices. Like I said, if you look at the play hard enough, you might say he might have been able to slide through the center of the pocket. But like I said, the defenders were cutting through there. He might have been able to slide past them. He might have got sacked. Might have been one of the situations where taking a sack wasn't the worst. If he was stepping up, he wouldn't have lost a lot of yards. You know what I mean? He was still going backwards again. It's one fault I am finding the Spencer's, just that backing up a little too much. But this one wasn't on the Spencer. This was definitely on the O-line. I would say they broke down the most on this. They didn't hold up again to a stunning. So the O-line is going to need to work on when the defense runs stunts, and then, these guys are crossing each other, and one guy crosses this way and the other guy crosses over, as we talked about before. That's kind of where our O-line is allowing the defense to find penetrations, and they're going to have to work on that. And that's probably got a lot to do with our what they call, zone blocking schemes and stuff like that, where maybe they're not sure who they were supposed to pick up depending on what, But here's the thing, stunts also can work against a man as well, because the stunts are going to work whether you're in a man blocking scheme or a zone blocking scheme, because you can use a stunt against the zone blocking scheme where it's like, oh, somebody didn't pick up because they didn't shift over to their zone fast enough. Or in a man blocking scheme, it's like they'll use a stunt to where basically, the other person picks, it's like, I got to block my guy that's coming through here, but my own teammate is in my way. It's like in basketball where they use a screen, you know what I mean? So it's kind of hard to just sit there and say, hey, this was this person's fault, but the blocking broke down. Spencer didn't have a lot of time to make a lot of decisions. He throws the ball to Lloyd. It's incomplete. It is what it is. Like I said, the only fault I could see in the play calling necessarily was that, our speediest guy was on too slow of a route. We had just enough time. The O-line had bought Spencer just enough time that maybe, like I said, if Amarian Brown was coming through here, there was space. I don't know why we're not finding Amarian in those little spaces right there, or why he needed such a slow developing play. If you're going to keep using Amarian, get him the ball. Everybody else on this field has been targeted. Every other player on this field right now has been targeted, and Amarian Brown hasn't been targeted, I don't think, once so far in the game. But he's in there. He's always in there. He's in motion. He moved over here, and he's moving all over the place, and, they got them. Yeah, they're so worried about Amarian Brown at this point in the game. They're keying in on everybody else but Amarian. and nobody's picked up on this at this point. I mean, you're utilizing them in all these motions and all this other stuff going on. I have not even targeted him once. I don't know if that's going to be on Spencer, if that's going to be on play calling there, the routes, whatever it might be. Something is off to where Amarian Brown is in the lineup a lot. We got him in motion a lot. We see him moving around and doing this and that and the other, but we haven't utilized him at all.